Firstly, we're going to open up Apollo.io. Then we're going to open up Apify. Then we're going to open up Lead Magic. I'm also going to open up another tool. What's it called again? I think I put it in here. Let me open this up real quick. Lumerid, yes. And then, let me close this. I'm going to open up A10 as well. And instantly, A10 open up. And then, instantly. Cool. So basically the way my flow goes when I want to get leads. So I'm coming from a person where I have no leads and I want to get them inside my instantly campaign, right? So firstly, what I'll need you guys to do is create an account on Apollo. And the way Apollo works is just like a tool that has like lots of business people, anyone that basically has a LinkedIn profile is included inside of Apollo. And so basically what you want to do is come to Apollo, and then you want to like filter for the people you're looking for. And like I mentioned before, let's try and keep this between 1.5 and 2,000. So let's say that my niche right now is going to be, let's say my niche is videographers in the United States, right? And so basically the way we're going to do this is we would then say location, United States, right? So we're just going to be setting the filters. You can see here right now is at 68 million. So we're going to keep niching down. We could say we want the job title to be, let's type in CEO. Let's see what that says. CEO and founder. Okay, cool. That drops us to 869K. Nice. Then let's say, let me see if we have company. No, maybe we want to do industry next, right? So let's say we say media. That should be a thing. Okay, media production. 13K, right? Let's say we are looking for smaller companies. Let's just use 11 to 20, right? Cool. So cool. So this gives us a bunch of CEOs of media companies. Maybe we want to pitch them on some tool that's going to allow them create like videos, right? Maybe some AI video generator or something, right? That's fine. So once you finish setting up your filters and you filtered it by your niche, what you want to do now is just copy, right? Once you've copied, you then go to Apify, select the Apollo scraper here, this one by Code Crafter, 1.24 thousand leads. All you have to do is paste it in here, right? I'm not going to script too many of this because I'm using it as an example. So you don't even have to put this in, basically. You can just leave it empty, but I don't want to scrape all those leads, so I'm just going to leave it 5. And also, if you're on the free plan, you can only scrape up to 100 leads per run. So you'd have to pay to scrape more, but by the way. So yeah, that's it. I'll just save and start. I'm going to scrape 5 of these. So we're just going to wait while it works. So I'm just going to stay with it. It shouldn't take too long. Oh, we need to scrape at least 500. Okay, so that's fine. I'm just going to show you other runs I've done because I don't want to scrape. I guess it doesn't have my... Oh yeah, that's fine. So I can just show you guys, for example. I'll scrape 500. So just going to wait for this. It might take a little bit of a while now. So yeah, I'll just wait for this for a little bit. But anyway, the main idea here is just to... I'll just go over it again while we wait. Is to make sure that we are able to filter down our Apollo search. The thing about Apollo is if we get like 1,000 leads from here and then we scrape all of them, by the time we finish like validating and enriching those emails, we're probably going to get between 50 to 80% of them. So I always like to say if you can go from like 1.5 to 2K leads, it's just that when I did my filters, that's got more. You can always expand it. And it's also important, one thing you guys should do is whenever you come to Apollo and you set these filters, try and like maybe have a spreadsheet where you take notes of all of these filters. That way, it's easy for you when you come next time to have a different set of leads you want to scrape. And it's easier for you to keep track, right? So try and take track of the filters you're using every time you scrape. So I'm going to come over here and see, okay, cool. As you guys can see here, right? Now we have, what do we have already? We have the LinkedIn URLs. We even have personal emails of these individuals, their first name, last name, the companies they work for. This is a ton of information. We literally go from just doing one thing, right? You can see we have a lot of information about them, about their organization. So all of this information you guys can use for yourselves in order to determine if you want to reach out to these people, how you want to reach out to them, how we're going to use AI to make it more useful. You can see all of this information we have about them. as well. I'm just going to keep scrolling so you guys can see a lot of the information. So see, this is all the information we've been able to get from Apollo, right? And the Amplify scraper. So now it's almost done. It's going to get the 500, I'm going to say 500, the 500th one now. Let me pull this back. Okay. So you see here, these are the emails of the individuals. I don't know. Yeah, these are the emails. Usually I don't use personal emails. Usually it's just not necessary for me to email them personally. I just use their work emails to email. But I guess you could supplement if you didn't have the work email here. So once we get the output, basically we'll just hit export here, export it to CSV, and then you download. Once you downloaded it, you'd see it'll come up here. We could then use a tool like Loomrid. Now, Loomrid is a tool that is very free, actually. This is why I recommend it. And it allows you to validate the emails. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to validate these emails to make sure that these emails that we just got are not, what's the word? They're not like going to bounce and compromise our campaign. So we're just going to hit validate here. And we're just going to wait for a little bit while Loomrid does the validation. And Loomrid does all of this for free. This is a pretty crazy tool. That does really save costs. We're just going to wait for a minute while Loomrid does the validation of these emails. Slow down a little bit. But I'm going to talk about the next phase. So in the next phase, what's going to happen is we're going to take only the validated records. And then, so there are two ways in which we're going to do something called enrichment, right? Enrichment is basically where we take the LinkedIn profile and we get extra information, specifically the headline, the about, the location, any other information we can get about the particular lead that we didn't get from Apollo. We want to get more of that information, right? And so there are two ways that I recommend doing this. One is, if you have Lead Magic, is a little bit expensive. It costs $99 per month, but it does everything in one, right? So I'm going to log into my Lead Magic and show you guys. And so in Lead Magic, you can do two things, right? Let me come over here. You can do two things. In Lead Magic, you can do email validation, right? They give you a bunch of credits that you can use to validate emails, which is what I just did for free in Loomrid. And then the other thing you could do is profile search, right? So they give you a bunch of credits and then you can upload all of your leads up onto here and then it would give you more of that information. So Lead Magic is an option if you guys pay for that. So you pay $99 and then I think you get about 10,000 credits, right? And then you get a bunch of validation. If you do the math, I think it's like a few cents per enrichment credit. So that's basically how that works. So now we see here, we got 123 good emails from a list of 500. So you can see, right, like even based on what we did, 1,000 leads from Apollo may not even be that good. We might want to get maybe like even 10,000, maybe it's a bit much. But anyway, my point being is like you need to scrape a little bit more to get like enough leads, right? Because you see we ain't got 123. But it also depends on risk tolerance. If you wanted the risky leads, you could take those two, right? Here we're just going to take the good emails because that's what we want. We're going to download that, and now we have the good emails. And then what we could then do, let me see the list that, because I'm not sure what Loomrid did. Okay, cool. So Loomrid kept all of our columns, just gave us the clean ones. So basically what we're going to do is we would take that list and upload it to Lead Magic if that's what we're using. But let's say we're not using Lead Magic. We would, so as you guys remember from what we just did, right? You can see we have the, let me come back here. We have the LinkedIn URLs of all of these individuals. And so we will come to a tool. Let me go to one of the ones I had shown here. We'll go to the LinkedIn scraper, like a mass LinkedIn profile scraper. You can see this one costs $10 per 1,000 results. And what we would do is we would literally just open up, let me go to my downloads. Let me open this. So here we go. I'm just going to show you a quick look at this. Here we go. Let me make it smaller so that you guys can see it. So what we would do is we would take the, let me scroll. Oh, sorry, yeah. Let me make it smaller. And then shorten it. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we actually want the LinkedIn URLs of each individual, right? So that's how we have that here, right? So here, you see, here we have the LinkedIn URLs. So basically, what we'll do is we'll upload it to a Google Sheet, right? So I'm actually just going to do that for you guys now so that I just show everything in real time. Let's go to the Sheets. Come over here and then open spreadsheets. So now we're going to import uploads, drag. Hey, cool. It's going to wait for that a little bit. Okay. Let's just replace current sheet, import data. Cool. So now that we have all of these, what we do, we could just copy this in and then come over here and then do like this. We'll do a bulk edit, paste in all of those. Let's get rid of all this white space. Delete that, set. Now we have 123 of these LinkedIn profiles. Let me see, it's gonna cost, okay, I can afford this. Boom, we're just gonna run this. And now this is going to get extra information about these people from their LinkedIn, right? And it's gonna put it all in. So we're just gonna let this run while it does the LinkedIn profile enrichment for each profile. I probably shouldn't have done it for like all of them. That was a bit dumb. But I just wanted to show you guys like the actual process, right? I'm going to let this do a few and then I'm just going to abort those so I can just show you like the process since I'm not actually using these leads. So we're just going to wait a little bit. Okay, cool. Let me abort this now. Now we can abort and then we're going to look at our results. Cool. All right, now this is a good set of results. We have 4 of these. I'm just going to export these again, download them as a CSV. I'm just going to download these as a CSV. And then I'll just create another sheet here. And then I'm just going to import it again. All right, so we could do import here, upload the stuff we just downloaded, wait for that to load, replace current sheet, import that data. So that looks pretty good. So you see all of this information, especially the about is very useful because this is them literally explaining who they are. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use AI to take this information and create a personalized icebreaker for each lead. So now that we have all of that information, we'd probably want to do, one thing you'd probably want to do is just, instead of, you'd probably want to like match this to that. So you probably, instead of copy and pasting it there, you'd probably just want to copy and paste it back here, but that's fine. So once you have this information, basically what you could do is we would have a workflow in NA10, and I can give you guys this workflow. Let me see if I have it here. Is it? Okay, no, it's not this one. Okay, let me put it up. It's this one. So I have this simple personalization workflow. And what this workflow would do is it would read the LinkedIn profiles, right? That information from the Google Sheet. And then it will do a loop, pass it to an AI agent. And you see this AI agent says, hey, using the spreadsheet data called LinkedIn profiles, focus on the unique details, the full name, company title, summary title, personalization to make a message stand out from generic spam. We give it all of these details of what it needs to know. I also like to add about and headline as well, not just these ones. So I also find that very useful. And then we'll have the AI agent give it more information on how to create the icebreakers. And then the AI agent will go through, create the icebreaker, updates the spreadsheet with that, right? If you guys need this automation, I'll add it as well to community. And basically, once you're able to use the AI to personalize these, all you have to do is come over to Instantly, create a campaign, right? So you create a campaign that you want to run. So you can just add a new campaign called My Campaign. Enter this campaign. You would come over here to leads, add leads, and you can import from a CSV. It's just because I've exceeded on mine, so it's not letting me do it, but it's fine. So you import from a CSV, and then you could then send over your leads. So yeah, that's basically what the workflow looks like. I think the thing I'd probably need to help you guys out with is the AI personalization flow. If anybody needs more guidance on it, they should just make a post in the community and I'll address that. And I'll share also my NA10 template for easily personalizing your leads, but you guys can also try other methods yourself as well. And that's how you upload it instantly. And once the 21 days is ready, you start the campaign. Basically, in order to start the campaign, I'll show you, I'll actually make a dedicated video for this, but just to quickly show you is once you have the leads imported, you make sequences, which would be like what you're offering to people. And it would include the personalization. So for example, in this one, we say, hey, Dion, this was AI generated. So you're herding rabbits that's marketed Walmart experience person. Sounds like quite general. I figured I'd reach out, right? So this is our template. This is the AI personalization that we got from using that NA10 workflow and then personalizing it. And then all of our emails are going to be in this format, right? So we set out everything through Instantly and then have our cold emails running. So yeah, that's basically the flow of scraping, how to set up the campaign, and how all of that works. I hope I explained it well. I know there's a lot of moving steps, but I just wanted to try and make sure everything could be easy to understand and you guys understand the flow. So if you guys want even more in-depth breakdowns of like how to scrape, how to set up your AI business, make sure to join my free community, AfroAutomators, where I'm breaking all of this down. Right now, I'm accepting a few more people, but after a while, I'm going to close it off. Make sure that you guys get in there if you're interested. So I'll see you guys in the next video.